Hey, everybody. This week on Up Your Alley, we've got two great recommendations. First, my recommendation for Jake, the first 5 issues of the comic series The Power Fantasy by Kieran Gillen, and Jake's recommendation for me, the Dropout original series, Game Changer. We're going to talk about that. We've got some video game news, and Jake got a new computer.
You want to talk about that?
Sure, why not? We got nothing else going on. Oh, welcome everybody to Up Your Alley. My name is Taylor Edgar, and with me as always is my best friend Jake Baggett. Say hi, Jake.
Do you know the artist Josh Pants?
No.
Okay.
That's Jake saying stuff about Josh Pants before
Hey,
we
buddy.
get into the rest of it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the show. Be sure to like and subscribe and do all that YouTube algorithm or whatever algorithm you're on, all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Really helps us out, and we appreciate it. And tell your friends.
Nice.
It's a show where we've been best friends for 20 years. And we've always been recommending people and each other things. And now we have a way to force the other person to watch, read, or listen to whatever we want. So again, I made Jake read a comic book. Great series start from Kieran Gillen called The Power Fantasy from Image Comics. And Jake had me watch some Game Changer available to stream on Dropout and your YouTube/Instagram/TikTok shorts feed because they're everywhere.
They put them on YouTube
They're
sometimes.
doing numbers on shorts. Jake, how you been?
Yeah. I'm good, dude.
That's
Wonderful.
good. Yeah.
The children are graduating.
Children are graduating. My kid had
as
her
we speak.
graduation this morning.
My
middle
nephew
school.
has his as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Meeting them for dinner later.
That'd be fun. I saw your sister at IHOP.
She's cool.
Yeah, she is. IHOP, not so much, I got to say.
Really?
Not
I
a
would say
huge
that's
fan.
my number one
Number one what?
pancake spot. You got Denny's, you got Waffle House.
Waffle House.
I've never been.
It's 100% Waffle House.
And everybody says the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go at night. You got to watch a fight.
No, you don't have to do that. You can go at a normal time of day and get butter pecan waffles, and everything's just fine.
If that's true, I'll do it.
There's
but
not one around. I wish there.
right.
I wish there were.
But
But
I don't know.
what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean,
IHOP number one.
No, it's always just been.
It feels cleaner than the Denny's. It's pancakes are the ones that I
think-
prefer over waffles, and it's just right in the name.
You pancake over waffle, huh?
Yeah.
I'm waffle all day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I love a waffle,
In
but
the words of Mitch Hedberg, a waffle is like a pancake with a syrup trap.
yes,
Yeah.
of course,
Love it.
and I'm down. But no, I've been a pancake guy.
See, I think I will say this about IHOP. So the kid likes to go there. So I take her whenever she gets to pick where we want to go, and it's early in the morning. She wants to go there. And I'm like, all right, fine. And they had a thing where you could, there's a QR code on the receipt, and they were super busy. And they're like, if you download our app, you could just pay there. And I'm like, it's worth it for me to download your app
Yeah.
to not have to wait for the server to come back. Not that she was doing a bad job. It was just super busy, and I
Yeah.
wanted to go.
Yeah,
So I downloaded the app.
it's time to go back to cash, baby.
And I went, oh, God, I don't, at this point, I don't trust leaving cash places.
Yeah.
Like it used to be when everyone paid cash, you would just put the money in the little thing, wave at your server on the way out, and everything was fine. I don't feel great leaving cash anywhere now.
That's
just
a good
'cause
point.
I feel like when
But
people
I feel
see
that's
cash,
paranoid.
it is 100% paranoid, but I think it's so rare to see cash anywhere now
Yeah.
that if people see cash
It's because
somewhere,
everybody's stealing the cash.
well, no, it
when
just
they
looks
leave.
like, oh, someone left $20 on this table. Guess that's mine now. It's not the assumption that obviously that's a tip left for the server.
I don't think it comes out of the server's pocket.
It doesn't, but it doesn't go into the server's pocket.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
But as
Regardless.
long as the server's not hurt, I'm fine. They'll probably think that I'm trying to skip out, and that's not
Yeah,
fun.
I don't
either.
want that bad juju.
Maybe I
floating around
just
me.
say, "Hey, Toots, this is for you," and hand
I
it
wouldn't
to
go
them.
with I wouldn't go with toots.
Hey, sugar tits, here's your
There it
tip.
is. That's good. It's much better.
At an IHOP.
It'd probably be the most respectful thing she's heard all day at the IHOP. But the IHOP app, you get pan coins for pancakes.
Oh, of course.
It's a rewards
Yeah.
program, which most rewards programs I don't really think about. Like Harris Teeter's got a good one for gas. I used gas the other day when I filled up my car. It cost me like $17.
I keep
to fill up my
forgetting
car.
that I have that with Safeway,
Yeah,
and that I have.
got to go to an Exxon. It expires every month.
Yeah,
So do it like on your way home today.
I guess so.
But I looked at the app today when I was leaving, and I was like, "How many free pancakes do I have?" I don't go to IHOP a lot,
Yeah.
but for every $5 you spend, you get a pan coin, and I have enough for like 30 free pancakes.
What are you
I'm just-
talking about? A
Yeah.
coin per pancake?
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. Well, it's 3 coins for 3 pancakes. You get, but
Man.
you can't order by the one.
I will tell you, I go to Wawa enough. That's the only place that I use rewards.
Yeah.
And that's the only place because, like, maybe once a month I can buy myself lunch for the week, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I get the one rewards program I don't like pay to play in video games where you can just like buy the weapons you need and buy all the upgrades. I'm like, no, you can grind it out if you have to. Things like Helldivers, you know, you can get the next upgrade if you want, or you can pay for it. I don't mind giving Helldivers some money, but there's no tactical advantage.
Talk to the other guy that I know from that plays Helldivers, and we both did the same thing where we have the one that you get with the game, and we bought the next one.
That's it?
And like, that's it. We stopped right there.
If you play it enough, you can get...
That's what I'm saying. I'm like at like 630 super credits.
Right.
So I'm like, I just keep saving up. I'll get myself another war
Just play on
here.
a lower difficulty, and you can just stack them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't give you a tactical advantage. The one bonus points that I bought my way into is the Amtrak Lounge, because like I signed up for an Amtrak account, have a credit card that gets me Amtrak points, and the last time I took Amtrak, I was like, oh, I could probably get into the lounge. And they're like, well, actually, you're 50 points shy of the lounge. And I'm like, oh. Like, well, you can pay for points. And I'm like, I'm going to do that because I want the lounge access.
I would be a little pissed off if I
was 50 points shy.
50 points shy.
And they're trying
right
to
in front
turn
of
me.
them.
I mean, it was at New York, coming back in Penn Station. So they're a little snootier up there.
Hey,
It's
how
one of
you
the-
doing? You can't get in here. Whoa.
I mean,
whoa.
Penn Station, that's like the king of Amtrak. That's the center of all
Penn
trains.
Station. There's so many things happening here.
But it's either-
that's why I would say they should just wave you in.
You could pay the $50 and get into the thing and get to sit on a couch with a continental buffet, or you can sit on the floor and fight for a phone charger with other people.
What?
Yeah, it's not a good idea. There's not like a whole lot of seating there.
At the Amtrak
In Penn Station,
special
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you mean
I
outside
paid-
of the special place?
For the
Oh,
regulars. I didn't want to be down on the regulars. And then the lounge is above on like a mezzanine so you can look down and see everyone.
This sucks. Society sucks, dude.
No, I mean, it was pretty fun when you're on
I
that
would
side
say
of it.
everybody deserves a chair rather than some people deserve a couch.
It was a nice couch.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they had NAs there too. They had Athletic Brewing. So I'm sipping an NA at like 11 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't bad. It's a good club to be a part
If
of.
I'm getting on a train, I'm getting tanked.
I mean, yeah, that's why you get on trains. So you don't have to drive.
Yeah, and then I could wake up with a hangover while we get to my place.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Way to go. I mean, depending on how long the train ride is, to be able to wake up and have the hangover then.
Yeah.
It's impressive. But you can go across country. Speaking of Helldivers, you got a new computer. You played PlayStation for a little bit and then just swapped out.
No.
Are you
I still play PlayStation. Yeah.
Are you playing controller on your computer, or are you doing mouse keyboard?
Mouse and keyboard. But my thing is, I like the smaller games. Mm-hmm. I got the computer before, like a tower computer. I'm using that as a server now. And that's upstairs.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
I stream off of it. And I've been ripping all of my movies.
Oh,
that I
okay.
own
So,
and
okay,
putting
you're
them-
using it as your own little...
Yeah.
Okay.
I put them on my Plex server, and then we can watch movies.
Nice.
My movies on Plex.
Well, that's fun.
It is fun, but it's also awful because working with computers is the worst. That's my job.
Fair.
But it's upstairs now, and I want to play my kooky little games that I want to play, and I don't want to go upstairs to do that. I want to watch something on the big screen TV, and then play the Balatro, like just sitting down right there watching it. You know, so I got another laptop to do such a thing.
Yeah.
I want to play fun, little cute little games.
I understand. I've got my one laptop, and it works
Like
enough for me.
Helldivers as a second screen game is kind of much nicer to me.
How can you second screen Helldivers? That's
Technically what's on the big screen is
that's
the
your
second screen.
I hear you.
I'll put on Pee-wee's Big Adventure and then play Helldivers.
Gotcha.
So that way
It's a weird combination.
I need something that's on to taking like a lot of like 40% of my brain chemistry so I can just cut it off and then
focus
use
on
the rest on
killing bugs.
Helldivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
How
I guess I
works.
do that listening to podcasts and stuff too for Helldivers. Like a game where it's not narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need something to distract me. Otherwise, I'm distracted from the game. I'm bored in the game.
So much fun.
It's
right
really
now.
wild.
So much fun right now fighting on Super Earth.
It's really fun.
The lore is just getting better and better.
It's a really fun game.
It's so well made.
Everything's going to blow up. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose.
They were, I forget, I don't know if it was the Helldivers development team or if it was like a Helldivers fan account, but someone was casting some shade on the developer of Borderlands Did you see what that guy said?
Randy Pitchford?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah, the guy that was, I think his quote was when they said Borderlands 4 is going to be $80, he says, well, if you're a huge fan, you can make that happen.
Yeah.
And the people from Helldivers are like, okay, we're putting our $40 game on sale right now, and this guy sucks.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford sucks, man.
I didn't know he was one of those villains. I know nothing of the Borderlands games.
Sure.
I didn't know he was a bad dude.
Oh, yeah, it's just Randy Pitchford who sucks.
He did kind of get a weird reaction when he came out on the Game Awards last year.
Yeah, everybody, that's what because I was watching it with my friends. We were live chatting during it. As soon as he showed up, all of us were saying, shut up, Randy, shut up.
Why is he such a bad guy?
He sucks.
He just likes money.
Yeah, he just makes bad decisions with games.
And movies.
And movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's a movie guy.
Yeah.
He's just very into himself. He's a magician. I don't know. You don't know any of this?
Are you saying he's an actual magician?
Yes, he takes magician classes.
Oh, wow.
You didn't hear this thing about when he left his thumb drive at Medieval Times?
Nope, we need to back up. So, hold on.
Randy Pitchford has been
just
in
let
gaming
me get the facts.
since Doom 2. He was a level editor.
Let me see if I can get the facts.
A level creator.
So, the guy, the creator, the king of...
Doom. No, Duke. He was on Duke. Yeah.
The king of Borderlands. These are the facts I have from you so far before you fill them in. The guy that runs Borderlands.
Guy who owns Borderlands.
Who's a genuinely disliked person.
Yes.
People found out he was a magician because he left a thumb drive at a Medieval Times.
So first we found out that he was a magician because he tries to do magical acts when he does speeches.
Okay.
So that's where that comes from.
If there's a way to make
the
talking
way that
about
we
video
knew that
games
this
cooler.
thumb drive that he had, which had women doing water sports, if you know what that is.
I do. Don't Google it.
Don't Google it, but it's bodily water.
It's not a jet ski.
Yeah.
Continue talking.
It also had
skip ahead.
It also had magician secrets and stuff on it too.
Wait.
And
Wait.
Gearbox secrets on it as well.
Gearbox being the developer.
Yeah.
So he had
the publisher.
He had a thumb drive.
No, 2K is the
with
publisher.
Niche is a good way to say it.
He paid
niche
for
pornography.
It. Yes.
And
it was like
how
for
to do
him.
magic tricks.
Yeah. And like
what the
and like
and
Gearbox
you take that thumb drive to a Medieval Times.
And he had it at Medieval Times, and then he dropped it and left it.
Was it like a Mission Impossible?
You don't know this.
No, why would I? Was it like a Mission Impossible thing where he was gonna leave it there at a public place and someone was gonna pick it up? Or
I think it's something where he always had it in his pocket.
That's a weird thing to carry around with you. I mean, I get it. You don't want people to find that out.
And he's like, "Hey, there's a free laptop I could use for half an hour."
What the fuck? I don't know. So I'm going to brush up on some sleight of hand, or I'm going to watch niche pornography.
Yeah, sex freaks are weird. You should know. You talk to one once a week.
That's why we say freaks.
Yeah, we do weird shit.
Yeah, but you don't take it to a Medieval Times unless that's part of it.
When you're closeted and you're like a loser about it. You do a loser thing.
Not being a loser, you just feel shameful about it. Yada, yada, yada.
I have no shame about it.
I understand.
No, it's being a loser.
That's why you're not taking it to Medieval Times.
Yeah. And I'm not bringing it up in normal conversation.
You're not cheering on the Green Knight with a thumb drive full of porn.
Yeah, throwing it at him like roses just to get Curry favor.
I did not think that's where that story was going to go.
Yeah, dude. Randy's not a cool guy. And that's why it's like he got publicly humiliated like this. And then he comes back out. He's like, hey, guys, Borderlands 4. It was like, hey, piss boy, like, leave.
No one wants to hear from
Nobody
you.
wants to listen to you.
God damn it.
You're not an interesting guy.
I wish I had known that. I love a good public flogging of somebody.
I'll send you some stuff.
Sure. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to say no. Oh, man. That's good stuff. Other video game news. Elden Ring Night Rain comes out this week.
He's the reason Duke Nukem isn't as good as it should be.
I think Duke Nukem's the reason Duke Nukem isn't as good as it should be.
No. Duke Nukem is a great franchise, and they could have done so much better.
Listen, you're talking to someone whose favorite franchise is Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. I can spot when a franchise is just not applicable for modern times.
It's not that.
As much as I think...
You can twist Duke to be applicable for modern times, especially these days. Yes.
I feel like Duke Nukem in this modern day society would not be a fun person.
He loves babes.
I think he has a MAGA hat if he's in 2025.
Absolutely not. He is on the opposite side. He is not.
Yeah, I don't.
The president's come to him.
I don't try
and bow down to him.
Is that what happens with Duke Nukem?
Oh, all the time.
That's why no one's seen him since the Sega
and
CD.
Duke Nukem 2, before he was Duke Nukem 3D, the president came to him and they were like, Duke, the aliens want you, and we are scared. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to kill them.
Why have they not made that into a movie? Someone's got to own that IP.
Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Randy owns that.
He owns that IP?
Yes.
And he chose to make a terrible Borderlands movie first?
Yes.
Huh.
And he decided we don't need any more Duke Nukem.
Because that movie was universally panned.
That's what I hear. And it's by Eli Roth, which I was excited for.
That's right. I forgot.
I was like, he
Eli
doesn't
Roth
do
was involved.
really bad. And then apparently he does.
Turns out, yeah.
So, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took a weird turn early on.
Bro.
All right. Well,
You brought up Randy.
I guess I didn't mean to. I thought I was just shitting on Borderlands as a franchise. I didn't know there was a whole backstory to
No,
this.
nobody hates Borderlands. I want to say that. Nobody hates. Everybody just doesn't like Randy.
I did see a
He's
bunch
the
of,
reason Borderlands isn't as good as it could be.
that does explain why when I saw that on X, like the Arrowhead developers make, or no, it was someone copy and posted it into the Helldiver subreddit.
Yeah.
And someone did the meme of everyone making fun of him, and it was like the cry face, him being like, people will pay for our game, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And someone commented underneath it, it just said, piss off. And then
Yeah.
everyone else gave it like so much like flair on Reddit. And I was like, why is that worthy of so much flair?
Randy sucks.
Now I get it. Telling that guy to piss off is a very funny
He's the one that's
inside
saying
joke.
that Borderlands is going to be $80 or whatever.
And if you're a real fan, you'll
that's
find
insane.
a way to make it
and
work.
then telling us that we're not worthy enough of it if we can't afford it.
What a weird dude.
He's awful. He's awful. He's the reason video games are so bad.
No, he's not the one
Yes.
reason.
Yes, he's not the one reason. He is a reason.
He's a reason. All right, I'll give you that. Well, hard turn into good things.
Let's go for it, bud.
Let's talk about my rec first.
Okay.
The power fantasy. So, a lot of superhero stuff this summer. In the Superman
We got Superman coming
and
up.
Fantastic Four.
I don't care.
Thunderbolts, which you haven't seen and don't care about.
You know what I did watch?
What?
Thunderbolt with Jackie Chan as a rally car racer.
No idea.
It's from 1995.
Sounds like it.
It was fun.
Okay. Regardless, I recommended this to Jake because I feel like as excited as he is Superman, his luster for superheroes may be waning.
Absolutely. Well, no, just in the movie sphere,
And also,
specifically Marvel.
the rumors right now is Matt Reeves may not come back for Batman 2, which means there may not be a The Batman 2.
Oh,
Which, honestly,
that's a loss.
I feel like this. Batman doesn't need to be in the DC universe.
Well, they say they were going to do an Elseworlds thing.
Well, no. He doesn't need
that.
he'll be in it eventually, but I think they should treat Batman in the new DC universe the way Marvel treated Spider-Man. It's like everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows he will eventually be in this world. Let's build up the other characters.
Yeah, sure.
Now, granted, that was because Marvel didn't have the rights to Spider-Man for a long time.
Yeah.
But that kind of worked in their favor because if you went from Iron Man to Thor to Spider-Man, then all of a sudden everyone else is just a supporting character as Spider-Man. When they brought Tom Holland Spider-Man in, you had, what was it, almost 10 years of build-up with Iron Man and Thor and even people like Hawkeye
Right.
and the new Hulk, where people are like, oh, Spider-Man's joining these people we know. If you're bringing in a Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Superman, Crypto, Supergirl, all these people, it's like, let them cook for a little bit, as the kids would say, before you bring in Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm fine with not having the Batman 2.
Well, the Batman 2 is going to be a different thing. It wasn't even going to be involved in that universe.
But I understand. In storytelling wise, it is. But the way in public perception, like, you remember when you first saw the Captain America Civil War trailer and Spider-Man drops in and he's like, hey, everybody. And everyone's like, oh my fucking God, it's Spider-Man.
I see what you mean.
I need that with, like, Batman v Superman kind of spoiled everyone on that.
as
where
a
it's
movie
like,
vehicle thing.
exactly.
Where
Batman joining
you're
in.
You're putting too much Batman in the soup. It's going to be an overpowering flavor of Batman.
It's bat soup at that point.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
Although I will say this, as much as I love it, if I never see anything else from the Matt Reeves universe again, and all they gave us was the Batman and the Penguin,
Yeah.
love it. Like, those two
good to
stories
hear.
themselves are fantastic.
Yeah, but I would enjoy. I really like what they were doing.
I would too, but to me, it's like the Arkham game universe. We don't have to see that again. That was
hear ya.
great how it was, and we can do something else.
I hope something happens, but
Something
if nothing
always,
happens, it's
something
gonna
always
be
will
fine.
because of money.
I saw a picture of the new Spider-Man movie, and he's talking to the Hulk.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan. Of course not.
So the Spider-Man,
Just leave it alone.
The leaks are that it's Spider-Man Brand New Day is the name. It's not
Yeah.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, the storyline. The villain leaks are interesting. Scorpion, who we saw at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming,
Yeah.
played by the actor from Breaking Bad, whose name I forget. Tombstone, which would be great. Mr. Negative is also rumored.
Tombstone was already in these.
No, he wasn't.
wasn't he? And wasn't who? Yeah, it was Tombstone that was fighting Captain America through 3 movies, wasn't it?
No.
Who was that?
You think of Crossbones?
Oh, I think of Crossbones.
You think of Crossbones?
Yeah, I think of Crossbones.
Tombstone, albino gang leader, bulletproof dude.
I know, but I know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's gonna be fun. Regardless, jumping into the recommendation.
Not a fan.
I know. So I wanted Jake to get some good superhero stuff. This graphic novel, like I said, was recommended again by the people at the much more successful Weekly Planet podcast. One of the inspirations for this show. And when they tell me a comic book that I haven't heard of it is good, I'm like, okay, if they bring it up on their show that it's good, I will.
You want to check it out.
They're also the ones that recommended another thing that you loved, 8 Billion Genies.
That is incredible.
Yeah. 8 Billion Genies was one of their recs as well.
One of the best.
So that being said, I'm like, all right, I'll take it. So this is
I love it.
A new series by Kieran Gillen and Caspar Wingard. I assume I'm saying Wingard right. It's Wijngaard.
I have no clue.
Looks like Wingard to me.
I want to let you take all the heat on this one.
We're going to go with Kieran and Caspar. And so it's set in an alternate timeline, obviously, but it kind of has Watchmen vibes where 1945, the dawn of the atomic age, was a splitting point into a new universe where you get superpowered people, similar to Dr. Manhattan coming about in the Watchmen universe, which I guess is technically the DC universe, but whatever. So in this universe, it's set, jumps back and forth through time. I think the first 5 issues are great because it's setting up the characters. I knew nothing about this going into it except for the recommendation. There are 6 main characters. They're called either atomics or collectively they call themselves the family. And it's got weird Cold War parallels to it.
Yeah.
Where all of these people are essentially they're called the atomics because they're as destructive as an atomic bomb could be.
Yeah.
All in different ways. So there's Etienne Lux, who's the main person. He's kind of like supercharged Professor Xavier, but he can
walk around. One of his powers over.
That's what makes him supercharged
Professor
over
X.
Charles Xavier. But he could mind control telepathically the entire world at once.
Yeah.
And also just alter people's concept of reality.
Yeah.
Which I love. Santa Valentina, kind of like a Supergirl, Superman character. Yeah. Who else we got? You got Masumi, who's an artist, and whatever her emotions are, like manifest themselves.
She can go into a dark place, and
and when she
takes over.
When she's happy, everything around her is nice, and when she's in a dark place, bad things happen. Heavy, which is gravity-based guy, starts a cult in the sky. That's fun.
He's a hippie.
Jackie Magus, who's a British techno genius. It doesn't seem like he has any real superpowers. He's just like kind of a techno, almost like a Lex Luthor-y type. But
he can do magic, basically. But magic now is like honed through technology.
Yeah. He's kind of got like a British punk rocker vibe to him. And then another character, Eliza, who we don't really see her powers in the first 5 issues. I'm assuming that's coming later. I haven't read past this at all.
Eliza?
Hellbound. The
girl with the... Yeah, she made a deed with the devil.
Yeah, the demon-y powers that were vague in the first 5 issues. So I thought this was great. I thought the art was great. I thought the writing was good. And if you're setting up a universe, which I think is what Superman and the Fantastic Four, to a certain extent, they're setting up new superhero universes. This is one of the best setups I think I've read in a while, just because you read this, and even if it's a reboot, like we didn't do it for the show, but I got you a copy of the new Spider-Man, the reboot of Ultimate Spider-Man, where he's like an old man, or he's not an old man, but he's a middle-aged guy and his kids are there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's rebooting the Spider-Man.
Did you not recommend that?
No, I just gave you a copy of it. We didn't talk about it. Well, I'm sure we talked about it on the show, but it wasn't a rec. But setting this up, I'm like, this is a fun universe. I want to see what happens in this more. I'm sure it's going to get optioned by Netflix or Amazon at some point, and they'll make a maybe good, maybe bad version of it. But, I mean, without getting too much into spoilers, this was kind of a quick rec where I'm like, hey, Jake, let's talk about comic books some more.
Yeah.
Before we start talking about comic book movies in July. So, what'd you think?
Now I'm thinking you're going to make me watch Fantastic Four.
No, I'm going to go see Fantastic Four, and I'll take you with me. Unless you're like, no, I don't want to go see it. Then it will be a wreck, and we'll just go see it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the Power Fantasy.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I was very happy with it. The problem that I have is that it's only 5 issues.
Right.
That's not a problem, really.
No,
that's a personal problem.
When you're setting up
a
universe.
It was something... the tone of it was really hard to grasp for a little while.
It's a little nihilistic at the beginning.
Yeah, it tries to set up that everything is at its breaking point, like almost all the time.
Yeah.
Where these people are ready to kill each other for their beliefs immediately. As soon as they see something different in the other person, they will destroy the other person. Mm-hmm. And like it was more jarring at the beginning because I was like, are they really? Because like at first they're talking about eating pizza, going to go see a movie.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the conversation, she's like, I should kill you right now.
That's Lux and Valentina.
Yeah. And he's like, no, you shouldn't do that because here's logical reasons why.
I thought you would like the philosophical arguments that are made in it as well.
The more we got into it, the more I liked that Lux is morally just and Ethne is very ethically
Yeah, they're on
just
different sides of the good spectrum.
Yeah.
For
he's like, it's worth it to kill one person if it saves a million people. Mm-hmm. And Lux is like, you shouldn't kill, period. You should never, ever kill anybody.
Lux takes it to the, I forget the name of is it utilitarianism is the newer philosophy where it's like, not only is it just to kill one person to save a million, but if you don't kill that one person to save a million people, you're as bad as the people killing a million people.
I
think that's utilitarianism.
I'm not sure.
It's modern philosophy shit, but I could be talking out of my ass. It's something Robert Evans talks about on Behind the Bastards.
But it was something. The tone started to make sense once we get into the story more and more about everybody that you're interacting with, how powerful they are. Basically, anybody can kill anybody else. Of the 6 people that we've that we're looked at. Everybody seems like they could kill each other in the entire world if they wanted to.
Right.
So there's this delicate balance, and you realize like that's their day to day. It didn't hit me until they go to Japan when Ethne lands, and there's somebody in a big mech suit who's there to kill him.
Yeah, like a RoboCop at the end of RoboCop 1.
Yeah, and he's like talking to somebody telepathically, and he's like, give me a second while I take care of this. And the only thing he does is just talk him down.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I know you're here to kill me. Don't do it because it will ruin your family.
Yep.
So don't do that. And the guy finally like realizes it and stands down. And he's like, okay, I'm back. And he's like, that was horrifying. Like that whole thing was very like awful to listen to. But like Ethne is so interesting a guy that I was like, he played that out so well. He's like, do you want to be a good American or do you want to be a good man right now? Mm-hmm. He's like,
I'm giving you a proposition right now. I'm going to murder your entire family if you try anything right now.
He's like, but you can kill me and you can make your country proud. Which one do you want to do? Which one do you think is the one that you actually believe that you want to do?
So in the first issue, it kind of sets up this moral thing that you're talking about. There's a thing with Heavy. He comes in with he's got gravity powers, so he's got like a city that's floating around. And it's kind of a weird hippie-ish sex cult. It seems
he's straight up hippie,
and
the worst and the negative connotation,
like a Charles Manson style hippie.
Yes,
like he's just counterculture to the point where it's harmful.
Yes.
And granted, this first 5 issues, there are 11 issues out. I'm going to go up to the comic book store this weekend and try to find some more of these. And
when they come out with a big volume, I'm definitely going to be getting that. That's what I'm saying. It's a thrill. This
nice.
bad boy's a thrill.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
Yes. The more I read into it, I would say it took a couple issues, but once I got into who they are, I'm very interested.
I think the 5-issue graphic novel that they put out, or I guess collection, is the perfect amount to where you read that. And
I would say everybody pick that up.
I want to read more of this.
I would say everybody pick it up. It's a breezy read.
Yeah.
Very cool people. I'm worried, of course, because there's a lot that they start packing onto you.
And I kind of like that about the Cold War stuff, because like the Cold War, like I'm in my middle-aged dad history angle that I guess a lot of dads go through. Like a lot of dads older than us went to World War II. I'm really into Cold War stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit, there was a period of time for like, it was like,
this is the scariest thing that I've read.
We didn't have to live through it so much. Like the wall fell down in 91. I was born in 87.
Yeah.
So it's like I was alive, but it wasn't, really doing
I would agree.
Anything.
And it was something, I watched a movie about the Cold War and I was like, this is terrifying.
But if you get into,
and then I read into it, and I was like, "Oh, it's even more terrifying than what it is."
If you read like a lot of the behind the scenes and like the spycraft and the espionage that went on, it's like the world was about to blow up for about 40 years.
Yeah,
like there was a time where if one person did one thing, and that's what this book kind of does with these 6 superpowered beings.
That's kind of the tone that they're going for. Is everything is on the line anytime
Always.
these people are talking.
Yeah.
And life is normal for all of us.
What I was saying about Heavy at the beginning, he brings his city to Manhattan, and the Americans shoot at him from a satellite.
Yeah.
And then Lux immediately with his telepathic powers goes to Heavy. He's like, what do I need to do to make you not kill everyone on Manhattan?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. What are you going to do? He's like, here's the deal. I'm going to kill the president.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through everyone's memories, and anyone that knew about it, I'm going to kill them too. Everyone who didn't do anything to actively stop this, they're all going to drop dead. Give them like a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
He's like, is that going to make you happy? And then Heavy's like, you got to kill their family too. He's like, I'm not going to kill.
I'll kill their family. I'll do that, but I get to kill your family too.
Yeah.
He's like, it's only fair. He's like,
I don't want you to kill my family.
don't kill my family.
All right. He's like, okay, we good? We good?
Another flex,
Done.
right? Because he's saying, I'm going to blow up Manhattan. He's like, I'll kill everybody that you want me to, but I'll also kill your family if you push me too hard.
Which was, in a nutshell, between two superpower beings, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
Which was basically, we're going to blow the fuck out of you if you do this. It's like, nope, we're going to blow the fuck out of you if you don't do this.
That's where it's so wild that the tone is like that. And it's to the point, I would say like a fantastic point. Like I give it its
druthers?
I give it its druthers. I think that's some type of
bathrobe. If you had your druthers,
I don't know.
You give it its props.
I'm giving it props for nailing this type of tone that you wouldn't expect.
Yes.
You know, Ettany, because it follows Ettany through and through. Like he's basically the main character.
He's your POV character where he's like, because he's the smartest man in the world. He's like, this is what's going on.
And his thing is he doesn't really have emotions.
He can't
anymore.
He's that super smart guy where he can't have emotion.
He doesn't want to do that.
It's all just cold logic.
So he does wild things, and he's like, I need you to calm down about this. He kills a lot of people, and then he tells them, look, I need you to understand. Don't freak out.
I just killed the president, so you're not upset.
And it's me. Yeah, he goes on TV, and he's like, it was me. I killed the president. I need you to realize this.
Tells everyone in America.
Do not react.
It was just me killing the president, guys.
It was either this or everybody dies.
The president got a little squirrely, and we had, we said kill the president too many times. This is not going to get monetized.
I think now, after that, yeah.
Whatever. I don't care.
Bleep it all out.
But no, I'm not going to bother. Now I'm curious to see if that picks up. Regardless. But yeah, this fictional book where this fictional thing happened.
Yep. Yeah.
YouTube.
It was pretty cool.
It was great. Yeah.
It was done in a very calculating sense where I don't agree with who Ettany is, you know?
No.
Like morally.
He's a killer.
But, you know, from a character standpoint in a story, I understand completely who he is. And it's wonderful. I like his interactions with Lux, very much so. I love who she is.
No, Lux is Etienne's last name. You're talking about Santa. Santa Valentina.
Yes, Santa Valentina. Yes.
Who's the angel.
Yes, I like her a lot. She was just born, and she was like, "Hey, I'm here to save you," as a baby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's really fun.
She's born in like South America or Latin America somewhere, and she's just like,
I think they said Brazil.
Yeah.
I think
sounds right. Brazil. But regardless, she's like, I'm an angel. That's why I can fly and do all that stuff. That's why I love the conversation you brought up, or that was between Lux and Valentina at the beginning, where she says, I should just kill you. And his response was, yeah, you should, but if you kill me, then there's no one to kill all those people that need killing.
Yeah.
So
those like, people where do you draw your moral line?
Yeah, it's like eventually his whole theory was people are going to have to die. You're not going to kill those people. So who's going to kill those people that have to die?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a beer fell.
Everything's fine.
And she just kind of like flies away defeated. She's like, oh, shit. I guess you got a point there.
She's working out what it is to be moral at the same time, where the thing
that rolled near you. Can you get it?
I'm going to go get it.
That was a funny thing that happened. I knocked over my delicious, and I will say this, Star Hill Parallel IPA NA. One of the best NAs that I've had recently. The only downside about it, you can only find it in a Trader Joe's, and I despise Trader Joe's with...
Why?
It's just...
Is that Amazon owned?
No, that you think of Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's is owned by a madman who stocks these horrible products by himself. Unless they want to buy product from me, in which case I'm all for Trader Joe's.
Sounds fine to me.
But yeah, the Power Fantasy. You can pick it up. I think it's like $9 for the first 5 issues on Amazon for the graphic novel.
Which is a steal.
This is good. It's a steal.
This is good
if
read.
You like comics, pick it up. It's definitely worth reading.
Absolutely. I appreciate you recommending it.
Now for your recommendation, I'm leaning another way.
Yeah?
Yeah. if you like that so much.
Okay.
Yeah, but I might do something else. I don't know. I'm
That's
of
up to you.
I'm of two minds still.
It's up to you.
We'll talk about it when we get to Rex. All right, let's talk about Jake's recommendation for me. A little callback recommendation for Jacob.
Yes.
Last year, I think it was about this time last year, he recommended the show...
Very Important People?
No, Smarty Pants.
Okay. Yes, Smarty
which
Pants.
is a show
Very
on
good.
Dropout. Dropout, like we talked about, it's a streaming platform.
From College Humor people.
Basically college humor alums.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Mike Trapp is the guy that owns, or pretty much runs it. Mike Trapp and Sam Reich.
Sam Reich is the guy who pretty much runs it, to my understanding.
But regardless, they have a whole bunch of shows. I'm sure people have seen the shorts in either their Instagram feed or their TikTok feed, whatever the case may be. Jake wanted me to watch Game Changer. Now, I said this. My history with Dropout was I subscribed to Dropout, $6 a month. And then I watched a video that we talked about last year briefly from famous YouTuber Hank Green, who said, don't subscribe to Dropout on your phone because if you subscribe to Dropout through your iPhone, Apple takes 30% of it.
Yeah.
And Dropout won't raise their rates. So I unsubscribed to Dropout, and I'm like, no. I still got like a month left, or whatever the leftover of the month is.
Yeah.
And then I'll just resubscribe on my computer. And then I forgot to do that.
Uh-huh.
So I lost my Dropout subscription. But they put out so much content for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
you
in
can
shorts,
catch like full episodes and stuff.
basically you get the full run of the network. I resubscribed last week after Jake did it on my computer for $6 a month. And you can get it's a smaller streaming thing, but you can get the app on your Fire TV, on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
Any way you want to play it, and obviously the app on your phone.
I don't think you can get it on the PlayStation.
Or, no, I guess I'm doing it
But
through
I
my...
got it on Google Chrome.
I guess I'm doing it through my Fire TV.
Yeah.
Not through the PlayStation. But for bang for your buck, it's the best content platform on the internet.
I'd have to agree.
For the money. Disney Plus is $12 a month. I can spend more time watching Dropout than I can Disney Plus.
I would agree.
Especially now that Andor is done. Which is very sad. And I get how things like Disney Plus work if you have kids and you want to put on Bluey and yada, yada, yada. That makes sense. But if you're looking for something that's just good content, consistent,
Very funny.
high quality, funny content,
Yeah.
Dropout's top shelf.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's top shelf.
It's A tier.
I liked Game
It's
Changer.
S tier.
The most recent Game Changer I wanted you to watch, the crowd work episode.
We should explain how the show works if people don't
Yeah.
know. So Game Changer is hosted by Sam Reich. He has 3 comedians, improvisers, whatever the case may be, funny people, and it's a different game show every time. So in this season, Jake had me watch episode 4, which was called Crowd Control, but previous episodes this season, the first one was called 1 Year Later, where he starts out and then he gives them 3 contestants 1 year to complete a series of tasks.
Yeah.
And then they come back and do that. They did the Olympics, which
that.
was...
I love that one.
Made people do challenges like jump as high as you can, put clothespins on your face, yada, and then immediately afterwards made them do it again to try to beat themselves.
Yeah.
Very funny premises. This was Crowd Control, which was 3 comics, Jeff Curry, John Marco Ceresi, and Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Josh Johnson, who got my Comedian of the Year award, which means nothing, but I gave it to him because he puts out 45 minutes of content
every week.
Freaking week.
Yeah.
He's a machine in his little gray hoodie.
And he's hilarious.
And he's on the Daily Show at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, he's a busy man.
He's hilarious.
Hey, the recorder died, and we had to jump back in, and this is a hard edit, so we think we know what we were talking about, but if we repeat some stuff, our bad. So, we're talking about crowd control.
No, I started talking about why I wanted you to listen to this episode specifically.
Yes, go ahead.
That's what it
crowd
was.
control, that's the episode.
And it was just, I don't know. I have been waiting on stand-up as a thing, right? And then they have this episode specifically about crowd work, and I was like, that's an interesting
You're not a fan of the
idea.
crowd work clips.
I'm not a fan of crowd work.
The Matt
I think
Rife
it's
of the world.
Yeah, I think it's either at best staged, and at worst just a guy yelling at somebody for being a woman.
Here's the thing: it's a parlor trick. It's
Yeah.
like cold reading or anything like that. There are
Yes.
people that are very good at it.
Yes.
A comedian that I will say does it top of the line is Big J.
I knew you were going to bring him up.
Yeah, but he does it. He knows it's a parlor trick. He's just good at that.
He has fun with it.
Yeah,
But
but you wouldn't
there's
put
this
him on
line that you have to
navigate.
traverse.
Yeah, and it's something that a lot of stand-ups can't do, because when someone that does it professionally and for like an hour-long crowd work set, you have to keep in your mind, okay, this guy said this, so I can make a call back to that. It's a whole different muscle. It's like doing the hurdles instead of doing the 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
It's a different muscle, even though you're on the same track.
But people think they can do it when really they're just
Everyone thinks they can do it.
everybody. But really, you're just an asshole, and you just really want to like yell at somebody.
Right, and you have a couple things that really bad people at it they have things that they think are funny.
Yes.
And then they'll just try their hardest to shoehorn it in.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a painful watch.
So here comes this concept where they take 3 comedians, one that I know really well, another one that I see every once in a while, John Marco, and one that I haven't really heard of before.
Jeff Curie.
Yes.
He's good too. He's got some funny bits.
I loved him.
He had a YouTube special last year that I watched.
But it's
pretty good.
To just be like, this is a full crowd work episode, and we're gamifying it, so we'll give you points based on how good you work the crowd.
Which is completely objective.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Sam Reich is the judge.
Yeah.
And the game part of it comes from the shirts, Right.
So everyone takes off their shirt that says, ask me about my family, ask me about my religion.
Ask me about this funny thing about me. And then there's the red shirts, which is the minefield question. Ask me about this thing that could go well if you're good at crowd work.
Yeah.
Seeing that, I was like, this is fun. Listening to them, I was like, this is fun. I do enjoy this stuff. When people are really, really good at it, I enjoy it. When I saw Josh talk to that one guy who's like, asked me about my hobby. He's like, I'm a nudist. And he just goes, you are a god, sir. Yeah. You are a god. He's like, you are a king, sir.
I think it's funny. And they had people that are like, Jeff Curie is pretty much a straight down the middle stand-up. Josh Johnson, his way of like storytelling and kind of weaving in and out of bits and greater topic, it's very like later career Chappelle does that sort of thing too, where he kind of has a theme over 30 minutes and he'll weave in and out of it. Mike Birbiglia does that too. Mike Birbiglia's new stand-up special was on Netflix this week. So good.
No doubt.
He talks about his dad and
I was really surprised
him being
that
a father.
Old Man in the Pool was really good.
His new one, which is called The Good Life, just came out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He has this bit where he's talking about how his daughter, he asked his daughter, someone came up to him on the street, he's like, hey, you're a great comic, and can I take a picture with you? And he said, and I asked my daughter, I'm like, how does that make you feel when people come up to me? And she says, it's just a waste of my time. Then he had the line. He said, that's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me, and I'm friends with Bill Burr. I'm like, oh, kids can cut at you like that sometimes. But regardless, Josh Johnson, not really a crowd work guy.
No.
So it's fun. There was a show.
You could see that they're just funny people that care about the craft,
Yeah.
but also their personality is funny, and their personality is caring.
Jeremiah Watkins used to have a show on YouTube called Stand Up on the Spot, where it was like kind of a randomized thing, where it's just like bloop, 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 and it'll be like tariffs, and then you have to go about tariffs. What I thought the genius of this was having to look out on a crowd of people and seeing
and
the
having
shirts,
the
and it's like,
prompt
all right,
from them.
I'm going to pick this.
Yeah.
Because you just see like a person, and it said like, ask me about my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so what is about your lifestyle? It's like, oh, I'm in the adult baby diaper lovers.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know what you were walking
Yeah.
into. It was just very fun. And I forget what the guy said, but
They got onto the number one or number. Do people go number two?
no, it was when Jeff was on there and he asked someone a question and the guy said whatever it was. He just goes, nope, and just moved on to the next person.
Yeah.
And Jim Marco, so funny.
John Marco.
He's just so chaotic and funny.
Yes.
He's popped up on my shorts feeds a bunch too.
Yes, mine too. And he is a very funny guy. And it's just, you could tell that these people, it's just, there's such a level of authority that's playful on this field.
Yeah.
That I enjoy. None of these guys think that they're fantastic in any way. They're out of their element,
And
all
also,
three of them.
they didn't know that's what they were doing when they showed up.
And then, so to watch them do this, it reminded me that I care about this stuff and that there is a way to do these things. I'm very down on it just because the popular type of comedy is very offensive.
This was a great episode for you. You got your love for stand-up back and your love for superheroes back. This episode just called How Jake Got His Grooves Back.
It was like, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
And I let people ruin it because
They're loud.
it's a lucrative place. You see that especially like superheroes are popular, so people want to be popular, so people are gravitating to it. You're like, hey, I'm a piece of shit. I could probably be popular too.
That's how I feel about political punditry.
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
I'm like, there are some people that do it and do it so well. They're good journalists. They're good commentators. They're thoughtful people. And then I see so many loud assholes on both sides, by the way.
Sure,
and I'm
but
just,
I don't think there's a single one.
And I'm just like, okay, you guys are ruining it for the good people at this.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people that are very good at
That's yeah.
It's
it needs to be snuffed out more. I need to.
I guess that's
not
the
allow
downside
it.
of the open market. I think you just got to hone your algorithm.
I hope so. I don't really want to do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm starting to. I watched a great YouTube video that started to get to me. It was from Nakey Jakey. I don't know if you ever watched him.
I think he's popped up before.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
He just chronicalized his work into Counter-Strike and trying to become a professional Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you told me
player.
about this guy before.
He said on there, because he started to plateau at a level. He wanted to be at like 15,000 or something. He was plateauing at like 6,000, something like that. And he just didn't know what to do. And his buddy, who's a professional Counter-Strike player, was like, you're on winning teams and stuff, but you need to start being the playmaker. You need to start making the big decisions. You need to start taking over the team. He's like, it's great that you're good, but if you want to be better, you have to start trying. And I was like, that's making a lot of sense to me, that I sit back a lot and not pay attention and don't care. And then this is what happens. You know, my comedy life is gone. I don't fucking care about comedy anymore. But I do. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And now I want to get back to it. And Game Changer is something that's really helping. Dropout itself is really helping me with it.
So I did want to pivot into this. Obviously, Game Changer gets a 3. Like, that's not even close. So something I thought about is, and we had talked about this, and we were going to talk about it this week anyway. One of our favorite actors / comedians, Jason Mantzoukas, who has an open invitation to be on this podcast whenever he wants to do anything. He was in the final season of Big Mouth that just ended.
Yeah,
he was
the best part of Big Mouth. I dropped off on it, but
I was in love with Big Mouth when I found out he had a pit bull whose name was featuring Ludacris. And that's my pit bull featuring Ludacris. I'm like, that's one of the smartest jokes I've ever heard in my entire life. But he's on the BBC show Taskmaster, which is another show, I think, like Game Changer, that pops up at least it popped up in my algorithm.
It pops up all the time, but I never watched it.
Right.
I didn't know what it was.
It's on YouTube right now. With Jason, if people don't know about Taskmaster, it's hosted by, what the fuck are their names?
I don't remember their
Alex Horn and Greg Davies. And they just have tasks that they have to do, and they're very specific and very absurd. And then they kind of rate them in how they're doing.
Yeah.
And so
it's what's called a panel show.
Yeah, and Jason Mantzoukas basically got in touch with the BBC and said, what do I have to do to be on this show? I will fly over there at my own expense because I want to do this very silly show.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are a lot of American comedians that are like that with the Dropout stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I know, it's not Game Changer, but it's the other one Samurai hosts.
Noise. Make some noise.
Pete Holmes did that the same way.
Yes.
Where he's like, he's old friends with these guys. Like, I got to be on this show. Like, it's just so much fun. Everyone's having fun doing it.
It seems like when you get there, you're like, I want to be a part of that. It's like, did you watch the Survivor episodes of Game Changer?
No, I watched the Ratfish ones. With
the Ratfish is fantastic.
With Eric Wareheim.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
And the Game Changer, the Survivor ones.
I've seen the clips, yeah.
They had other winners or judges from other reality shows on there. And it's like, hell yeah, I want to be a Game Changer type of thing, you know?
Sure.
It's like, yeah, I'll show up.
So with Jason Mantzoukas, it's other people that they're popular. I mean, they've got blue links on Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. So if you got a blue link on Wikipedia, you're somebody. Fatia El Ghori, Matthew Bainton, Rosie Ramsey, and Stevie Martin. Mm-hmm. They're all great. And I think in one episode, they have to pair up, and I think it's Stevie. And Jason Mantzoukas just walks up there and is like, hey, I'm Jason. And she's like, hi, why are you here? Because it's like, oh, he's like a international...
Is he an international star? I have no clue.
He's an internationally famous comedian.
I love Zooks, that's for sure.
He's good in everything.
He's the reason I'm watching Taskmaster, but Taskmaster is a fantastic show.
Do you think Game Changer is the American Taskmaster?
Yes, I would say that we're on that.
Yeah.
I would say
I think
that's
they don't
the thing.
need to do, because they have like an Australian Taskmaster, they have a New
was
Zealand
on-
Taskmaster. They don't need an American Taskmaster because it's game changer.
There's a game changer called Sam Says, where you have to do everything that Sam says.
Yeah, don't look at this pig.
And he goes, take a look at this picture of my dad naked.
Yeah,
And he was like,
we
"Yep."
talked about this last week.
And I was like,
Good old Robert
that's
Reich.
when I was like, he's doing it. He's the one that's doing the change that I want to
Yeah.
see in comedy.
And there was
and
an
I want
episode-
more force behind it because that's the type of world that I want to see comedy be in.
I think in the last season of Game Changer, there was a bingo episode where players had to fill out bingo cards if they got a bingo ball.
That
But
one's a
then
great episode.
The producers or other players were watching those people, and they had bingo cards based on those people's actions.
Yep.
And then higher up, they had people watching those people. It was a weird inception of bingo.
Yeah.
And Sam Reich, as a host, breaks people. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like it
He
gets
pushes
to be a
what
lot.
a game can be, and it's really fun every time.
Similar to Taskmaster. That's what I gathered. I
Yeah.
wanted to relate
Great
these two
point.
things. If they do an American Taskmaster, whoever they get, it's not going to be as good
It's
as
not
Sam
going to
Reich
be. You have to have Sam Reich do it.
as Game Changer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could license Taskmaster to Dropout, but it is just Game Changer.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
the
a
same
very
thing.
similar thing, but Game Changer definitely
in a
has
way that-
a looser
Yes.
formula to it.
I think it's
But-
one of those things where it works better. Like it's like how the British office is different than the American office.
Mm.
The American office is a lot looser, a lot crazier. You know, there's
Mm-hmm.
it went on longer, obviously, but it's a little more out there. Game Changers the same way.
Yeah.
Where it's a little
Okay.
more absurd. It doesn't have like as much structure.
But he's bringing a different flavor that
sure.
I knew was missing in my life.
It's that American
that I
jazz
didn't know
on it, baby.
because I thought I didn't like Sam, and then I watched Game Changer over. I watched all of it by now,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, no, like he's pouring his heart and soul into this damn thing with his friends.
Such a waste of time, but so fun.
Every time he just does a really good job.
I did like the most or second most recent episode, the earnestness one.
I loved it.
Had Lisa Gilroy, who was in
One of my favorites.
Jury Duty that we watched.
She was in jury duty?
Yeah, she was one of the plaintiffs in
Oh,
Jury
for real?
Duty.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I was like, I know her from somewhere, and she was one of those people that I looked at her and I'm like, where the fuck do I know her from? And then went to her IMDb and I was like, Jury Duty.
I know her from, she's on Comedy Bang Bang a whole lot.
A lot.
She was on a Doughboys episode very recently, which was great.
She was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well, along with Mantzoukas.
She is fantastic. I love
Funny
her.
people doing funny stuff.
But that Earnestness episode got to me big time because it was like, I feel like Allie Beardsley a lot of
Yeah.
the time, where it's like, you know, read this Joker monologue, and you're like, and you have to do it as you're trying out for the Joker. You can't do it as a joke. You
My
do
big
it as a
takeaway
bit.
from that was it costs the same amount of money to use Kiss from a Rose by Seal twice as it does to use Kiss from a Real
Yeah.
by Seal once. So
Just-
they used it twice.
Just like putting your earnestness into it is a fine thing,
And that goes
I
back
learned
to Reich-
lessons from this shit.
And Reich isn't the only creator of the show. Like he's the host, but he's a head writer. But there's a whole
No,
like
there's
a
people
little
that are all working together
behind the scenes in
Yeah.
the background. Yeah, gets a 3. Dropout. Give them $6 a month.
Absolutely.
Do it through your computer because otherwise you're just giving Apple $2.
But I was just very. I wanted comedy like this for
Me too.
a long ass time.
There's more of it out there than you think, buddy. If
Yeah.
I had known you were in such a dearth of
It wasn't
comedy.
a dearth. I just cut it off. You know what I mean?
Oh, you just
I was
shut
just
it all out.
fucking done. I was fine.
Well, speaking of which, we could talk about this real quick too. Our boys Auntie Donna released their new special.
Yes, it was
it's not-
fantastic.
It's not new. It was their
Their
tour
Magical
from, like,
Dead Cat tour
2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's all on YouTube as well.
And what a well directed little thing.
Genius.
Just
man.
what a way to use old stuff in a very fun and creative way.
Yeah.
Doing Morning Brown again, which is my least favorite one.
You don't like Morning Brown?
It's my least favorite one. I like it, but I find it almost annoying immediately.
Morning Brown opened up
But
their
the way
Netflix
that they
show.
did it is fantastic.
I loved the people who are terrible at knots and crosses.
Yeah.
That's just a genius sketch.
Doing
to
it
me.
live was very fun.
I saw Auntie Donna live in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
And hardest one of the top 5 hardest that I've ever laughed.
I'm excited.
in person.
As soon as they're nearer us than New York City,
So
I'm
here's
going.
the thing: I don't think they're going to come because one, it takes a lot for them to get over here. Visas are not exactly great and easy to come by
I'm pretty sure things are going to change.
at the moment. But and also when they came to DC, they did the Lincoln Theater.
Yeah.
And it was maybe a third full. Like I was
Really?
kind of bummed because I think there were maybe 200 people there, and it's about a 600 person venue.
We'll help them.
And I was just like, man, I was kind of bummed. Well, one, I got cheap seats and I was in the front row, but then I was like, oh, they're not coming back here. That's a bummer.
Maybe one day.
I mean, if they get
We'll
bigger,
see.
they deserve all the money.
Yeah.
Because, God damn it. And then they brought Cowdoy out at the end, and I was so happy.
After doing a whole bit where
You want to just bring Cowdoy out here?
Zach is saying is like we do new things all the time because that's us as artists, is what we want. And then to play back into it's wonderful.
Did you ever listen to Zach and
And
Mish's?
to also tell the audience in front of you that this stuff will make sense when you see the special later.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
Did you ever listen to Zach and Mish's Leguizamo Rama?
No.
Zach Ruane and Mish Whittrip, and they go through all the films of John Leguizamo.
Okay. I love John Leguizamo.
Listen to Zach and Mish's John Leguizamo Rama.
That's probably a fine idea. I listened to Big Soft Titty a lot. They had the guy from Saving Jesus on there as a guest.
Alexei Taliopoulos?
Yes, that one. And his whole thing was, he's like, oh, well, I got a movie for you. And he started talking about Hard Target, if you ever heard of that movie.
Yeah.
It's capital. But I was like, I like these people.
It's Capital?
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great movie.
They're good people.
But yeah,
So what do you
for
got?
a while it was Australia that was my release for
Yeah.
comedy. And now to see that there is a lot of really fun stuff, it just needs a big push. That's all it needs.
For sure.
And I want that. All
right.
these people deserve more.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. So that's a plus for British stuff, Taskmaster,
Yeah.
Australian stuff, Auntie Donna,
Yeah.
American stuff.
And homegrown, baby.
And don't say homegrowns.
What?
That's,
Can't say that?
That was another
game
political thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, and
Said he's going to deal with the homegrown.
then let's just make America great again. Is
No,
that one taken?
That's real the big takeaway at the end of this.
That-
It's like,
yeah.
I feel like it used to be great.
It used to be good. Comedy in America used to be something
No,
I
it
really
used to be
like.
great.
But now I want to make America great again
Yeah.
with comedy.
American comedy.
Yeah.
We'll put a hyphen there. So it's
Make America great again, comedy.
yeah, comedy, comedically. This is a dumb thing. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. Thank you to our buddies, Brother Bill, for letting us use their music for the theme song. If you want to get in touch with us, upyouralleypod@gmail.com. Let's find out what we're going to be talking about next week. Jake, what you got for me?
Let's do more stand-up.
Okay.
I found one, and I loved it. And I
Okay.
want you to watch it.
Okay.
Have you heard of the man Brent Weinbach?
Yes.
Well, Brent Weinbach is a stand-up comedian that has a YouTube special that came out called Popular Culture.
Okay.
I say you watch it
There's
so
a
we
new-
can discuss it.
There's new Conor O'Malley out, too.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Did you
I
see
shall
that?
watch that.
It's good stuff. So that came out 8 days ago. 61,000 views. Brett Weinbach, Weinbach.
I was watching.
Oh,
I
he was on Your Mom's House last week.
I was watching-
That's where I knew him from.
I was watching Game Grumps, and I was like, and he was a guest on there, and I was like, hey, he's pretty fun. And then on my algorithm, he was up there. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I was like, oh, this is 100 times funnier.
Yeah, that's where I knew him from. He was on Your Mom's House
There you go.
with Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky.
Right.
I'm of two minds what I want to. So there's something I
Still?
want to talk about, but it's not out yet. I haven't seen it. It comes out on Saturday.
Huh.
But
A
I want to
movie?
talk. Yeah, but I want to talk about it.
Okay, then suggest it.
All right, I'll suggest it. I could save this for later. So yeah, it comes out on HBO on Saturday. It's the original film, Mountainhead, on HBO. I sent you the trailer for this. It's got Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, Corey Michael Smith, and Rami Youssef.
Aw.
It is written and directed by Jesse Armstrong, who did Succession, which you've never seen.
Aw.
But I love. I want to talk about it.
Okay.
And granted, like other things, I'm going into this blind as well.
This is mostly
There's a-
not up my alley.
I,
Yeah.
it might be.
We'll see. I'll watch it.
I've read
I'll
some
watch
early.
it with you.
I've read some early reviews. I thought it was a series, in which case I was like, maybe not. But then I
No.
saw it's just a film, and I'm like,
it's a movie.
It's getting some pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
I like all the people involved.
I do too.
I like Steve Carell. I love Corey Michael Smith. We talked about him with Saturday Night. Rami Youssef's great, and Jason Schwartzman's great. Like, it's a good cast, and I loved Succession.
Yeah.
But I will.
I don't
this
care
with
for
a,
rich people.
with a warning. There's a chance that we will come back to this, and I will be like, yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
We're still going to talk about it.
Well, it's either going to be that or another graphic novel, but we'll deal with that another time.
Sure.
Shout out to that. So, thank you, Jake, for coming over. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Please tell your friends about the show. Jake, love you, buddy. Bye.
Love you.